on, Shy?
It's going okay. Yeah. Wait. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's going fine. How are you?
I like the progress.
Yes. Yeah. It's going all right. How are you doing?
Yeah. I uh I am I'm good. I
Okay.
am like analyzing a lot of like my New York comforts,
Oh,
you
like
know?
what?
So I've been making like a general push to be healthier,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So like I've been eating like healthy corner store heroes, not doing potato
Right.
chips,
Yes.
doing
Right.
apples.
Uh-huh.
Um I've been like walking more. I've been
Mm-hmm.
lotioning now for like 3 months,
That's great.
you
Wonderful.
know?
Love to hear
I'm
that.
making real change here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like a part of that to do the lotion thing, I did this whole Dickies thing, as you
Mm-hmm.
recall, where I bought a Dickies uniform. To
Yes.
encourage the lotioning, I've bought myself 2 Dickies shorts, right? So that I could lotion literally every time I go to the bathroom. I got no excuse. I'm literally looking at like half my leg, right?
Right.
So then Gabby mentioned, she said, "Hey, if you really want to be comfortable, I bought you slippers like 10 years ago that you never used." So I started. She's like, "You wear Timbs everywhere. You should wear these slippers." And they was like these Nike slippers that was like in pristine quality. Uh,
Right.
so I started wearing those. They feel great.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm walking, I'm doing like everything around the house basically in like a t-shirt, these Dickies shorts, and these
Mm-hmm.
Nike slippers.
Right.
And like in the rush of it, like anytime I had to go out, I would still get dressed. But like you start getting comfortable, now I throw out the trash like
Mm-hmm.
this. I go to my
Right.
corner store like this.
Yeah.
And like yesterday I had to go to the second corner store after the first corner store they had. This is my furthest slippers and shorts excursion ever.
Right. Yes.
We're talking like a full, like I had to cross 2 streets,
Okay. All
this
right.
is different
Gotcha.
for me,
Mhm.
Granted, it's literally just across, it's just diagonal corner. So it's still the
Right.
same block, but
Okay.
it's this is
Okay.
deep for
So
me.
all right.
I don't want to
Okay.
overhype myself either. Like it is
Right, right.
concurrent
You
streets.
didn't it wasn't like 2 straight blocks. It was just like
No.
boop, boop. Okay,
Yeah,
just a
exactly. It
little
was like a
gotcha.
L
An L
situation.
sit.
But I did
Gotcha.
cross 2 streets, you
Right.
know? And
Mhm.
like I'm walking back from the store and like the wind is hitting my shins
Mhm.
and like my feet felt good
Mhm.
and it just made me like re-question everything. Like, is this what people feel like all the time? Like just relax and comfortable when they outside, you know?
Uh-huh. Right.
I'm not used to that. Like I feel like all my comfort my whole life has been based on like if I had to run right now, could I do it? You know?
Mhm.
Or if I had to fight somebody, am I ready? Because like I don't feel fight ready in slippers. If
Sure.
somebody caught me slipping outside, I'm literally in slippers. I'm slipping all over the place. You
Right.
know, that's why I feel like Tim's is that's what they offer. Like it's not that they are the most comfortable, is that they are the most comfortable battle ready thing I could wear.
Mhm.
You know, but admittedly, I started thinking about it. I haven't been in a battle in a long ass time. I'm an old
Right.
dude now. I'm chilling. I'm happy. I'm
Mhm.
relaxed. I'm married. I got kids. My life's stable. There's no
Mhm.
random like fights with the homies
Right.
that we getting into. So I feel like I've wasted like a decade of this like potentially like more relaxing lifestyle.
Mhm.
I've been reassessing it a lot. Like, could I have been wearing slippers, since '09?
Yeah,
Could I have
okay.
been
All
wearing
right.
shorts? My shins could have been outside.
I mean, yes, you could have been doing that, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, questions I've got a couple of questions. These slippers, are they true slippers in that they really wouldn't cut it if you were to wear them outside on the regular? Because you said they're Nike. Are they like Nike slides? Or are they like are they slippers to you because you only wear Tims, therefore anything that's not a Tim or a you know an Air Force One or whatever is a slipper? You know what I mean? If it's
No,
not a
I would.
church shoe or a Tim, it's a slipper to you.
I That would have been the case, but these are real slippers. Like these are like
Okay.
they got no back. It's just
Okay.
flat, and like my toes are mostly covered, but they're still out on the end.
Okay. So yeah, slide type slipper. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Um like this is like you know how like basketball players in like high school and college, like they show up to the court wearing these and then they put on these sneakers.
Yes. So they have socks on and they wear those types of shoes. All right.
Yes.
So she got you some Nike slides. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And
Great.
I'm wearing
Great.
them the same way. Like I got my socks on.
Yes.
Like
Right.
I look like I'm constantly about to play ball if you see me
Yes.
in the neighborhood.
Okay. So I wanted to make sure I nailed down the type of shoe it was because um uh you are correct in that you probably won't be getting in any battles anytime soon.
Right?
But if you do, I do want you to know that this is what kids are fighting in. Kids are fighting in
Really?
those type of shoes. People are fighting in those shoes, absolutely.
There's no
Because
traction.
know what? People have adjusted. Yeah, but they're also running with pants that are belted up below their actual ass. The whole way
Yeah.
people are dressing and moving is not the only way to be free and be ready is to be naked, maybe with running shoes on. That's the only way to be fully prepared to fight. Otherwise, anything you have on can hamper you. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that I my mind is very confused as to how you see Timberland boots as a way of being battle ready. Cuz I have never seen anyone pick up their foot. They've always dragged the boot. If they're wearing Tims, they're never picking up their feet. So I'm like, how are you going to run? How are you going to fight? You can't even walk. I never see you bend your knee. It's literally just a drag. So I'm like, is that how heavy the boot is that you can't even pick up your shoe? And it's partially that. It's partially it's not tied all the way because that doesn't look cool.
Yeah.
Like everything about what you already was doing was hampering your ability to move anyway. You just adjusted to it.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair.
So
I mean,
all you would need to do is kind of adjust to what this is if you were to get on if you were to fight, which I think just the continued wearing of it and you know, going to the bodega and back because, and you may not realize this because you dress to leave the house, but for many of us, the bodega, the laundromat, and the mailbox, if it's not attached to your building, those are all extensions of your house. So those are all places where it's okay to be in shorts and no slides.
yeah, no, I'm noticing that. I've been like
Yes, that's
walking.
been yeah, that I've gone too far in my pajamas before. I've gone to like a grocery store that's like, almost a mile away. And I was like, well, I'm out here too loose and comfortable, but I was
Yeah,
at the laundromat and I was like, well, let me just run over to the grocery store. And then I was like, oh wait, but I'm in laundromat clothes, which means I'm in
in your house.
outside house clothes because whatever I wear out there, I then have inside house clothes that I don't wear out there.
Right,
But
right.
I have outside house clothes that are as comfortable as inside house clothes, but I feel okay sacrificing to the elements if need
Yeah.
be. So yeah, there are a few little steps or whatever, but I think it's just a matter of you adjusting your moves to your new thing. Cause I think air on your calves is good.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm
you need
enjoying
that.
this new thing.
Also, those things must be so pale.
Oh yeah, no, like
Y-
they're like it's definitely a different color dude down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, get a little sun on them.
It's different.
Try to match at least the forearms
Yeah, it
of your
might
forearm.
baby step. Maybe next
Mm,
year, not this year.
Maybe next year. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if it'll
it's a little
happen
too late
now.
already.
But
But
yeah, so definitely try to reach a comfort level with shorts because I used to not wear shorts and I used to not wear sandals.
right.
Um, and I think I like through my teen years, I definitely at some point like in the middle school years or whatever. I was just like, no, I don't do this. And so that continued through my teen years and part of my early 20s. And then I'd say probably my late 20s is when I got to where I felt comfortable wearing a tank top in public because I
Okay.
didn't used to do that. And I got sandals. Now the sandals I got had such a thick sole and so many straps that you really could only see, I don't know, maybe a square inch of my foot, but it was more than you could see before. And there are baby steps as you keep going,
Yeah.
definitely. So don't regret the time that you weren't in shorts. Just relish the time now that you are willing to be in shorts.
Yeah. I told Gabby next year, like, I'm gonna go to a beach in shorts.
Okay,
I've never done
that's
it before.
good.
Like,
But yeah, it's also yeah, that's right. That's so wild.
yeah, I've
I
always worn
haven't
like a full, like, Dickies and Tims, jeans and
mhm.
Tims. Yeah. So like,
Why
I'm
is that? Why? Do you really think people are gonna fight you in
always,
these
I'm
places?
constantly ready. Like,
Okay, so I feel like then to truly be ready is to be able to do it in all terrain, in all,
yeah,
all weather, all terrain, all outfits.
nah, that's
Because
fair.
because now you're hampering your ability to do many other things because you got to put on a whole kit.
Yeah, it's like CrossFit.
Figure Yeah, figure out how to do it in other kits. And now you're the real threat because people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna go after him. He and his shorts and slides. He ain't gonna be able to fight me." And you're gonna be like, "Ha ha, you thought."
Yeah, you thought
Yeah.
ready.
So
Like I said, if I get like any type of money, like all I want to do is like train in fighting and eat heroes. That's it. That's
okay.
all I'm gonna do. Like like if I hit the lotto, like people gonna be like, "Yo, G, where you at?" Oh, I'm in my third Brazilian jiu-jitsu class of the day. I also had 2 chopped cheeses, so like, I'm still a big looking dude, but don't try me, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna start like a weird like action fighting movie franchise of like a dude that like fucks people up, but like
Mhm.
chills at the bodega, you know?
Right.
It's
Sure.
gonna be real, real like niche.
Yeah.
But
Also throw a yoga class in there because you're gonna need some flexibility.
yeah. Oh hell yeah. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
yoga.
you're gonna yeah.
I thought I'm gonna do yoga once or twice a week, right?
Mhm.
Usually
Mhm.
like I figure Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna do yoga in the morning and I'm gonna do parkour in the evening. You gotta be able to
Oh,
run too
wow.
when you an action hero, you know?
Yeah,
And
but are you flipping off of the sides of walls? You doing all this?
not like I ain't gonna be the peak of that, but like, I gotta be able to like jump over benches or some shit. People chase you when you fighting crime,
Okay, all
And
right,
then
okay.
Monday through Friday, I'm gonna do 3 a days. I'm gonna do 2 fight trainings a day,
Mhm.
rotating between like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and like boxing. And then I
Okay,
gotta do a weightlifting session, you know?
okay.
And then I want to make like a real like niche like movie franchise of like
Mhm.
this dude that like fights crime, but like a real selective set of crimes of like bodega related like incidences,
Oh,
you know?
sure, sure. Yes,
So
right.
yeah, I've thought about this a lot. This is what my retirement plans gonna be. Cause it's gonna be
Okay.
like you know how like all like the great Hollywood actors like become action heroes in like their 60s, like Denzel's doing that
Right.
thing with the clock with the like watch guy.
With the
Forget what
watch guy was that the equalizer?
Yeah, like I want to do like
Okay.
that for like like I want to do like the bodega bouncer. That's gonna be my
Oh, okay, okay.
franchise.
All
You
right.
know,
That's
so
actually really funny.
shit gonna be
Um,
fire.
but also you're like 2 years away from doing the thing that I see men do where they suddenly become swole. When they
Yeah,
hit like when they hit like 40 and they're
hell
just
yeah,
like, "Imma get swole now." And it's not necessarily that everything is defined, it's just they're big. Remember when Dr. Dre came out at some award show
hell
and he
yeah.
had a sweater on and he was all weird and swollen? We were like, "What is this?" Busta did it, Timbo
Hmm.
did it, everybody does this.
Hell yeah.
So
Method Man did it.
that's tracking for you. Who? Method Man?
Method Man. Meth got big.
He is kinda big, isn't he?
Meth is
Huh.
big, and it's bigger because he looks bigger because Red got skinny. You know what I mean? So like it's like extra noticeable. But Meth got
Okay.
jacked. Yeah. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. I'm gonna be out here fighting in slippers and dickies.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's
I
gonna be
mean,
the
that's
whole
a good
movement.
goal.
Yeah,
As long as you're flexible with it, I think that these are all steps in the right direction.
I think so. I'm gonna be like
Yeah.
the most well lotioned dude at the bodega. So they gonna think I
Right.
ain't ready, you know?
Look, man, women use lotion to their advantage too. You put on enough, them shits just slide off.
Hell yeah.
That's why we putting Vaseline on our face.
You
I don't
know?
know how many people knew that, but that's why. So your little hit will slide right off. Your little scratches actually, because you're not trying to hit us, you're trying to scratch us. So them nails just slip right down.
See, Shalewa been fighting already, okay?
I've just seen it. I don't.
I
I'm not
train with
trying to
Shalewa
fight.
once a week, okay? What we do after the podcast. Low key, we right after this, we meet up for slap boxing lessons. She been fucking me up for a year and a half.
Yeah, I'd love to slap box. That
Hot
seems
body.
fun.
There we go. Oh man, that's the comedy tournament we need to start right there.
Oh
Comedians in New York
no,
slap boxing. Let's do it.
that could be
Eventually.
dangerous. Do you remember the Fight Club show that happened once?
No.
Mm. Um, do you know Adam Sokol?
Yes.
He and someone else, I can't remember who, had a bright idea to have a comedian fight club. So, two comedians fight it out for a certain number of time, and then, if there's no knockout, the audience decides who wins, and then
Wow.
the winner gets to do a 4 to 5 minute set right then after the fight.
Oh, that's awesome.
They did that shit once because it's insane. Shout
Yo,
out
that's
Adam
brilliant.
Sokol with the brilliant ideas.
Yo, low
I'm a,
key, that's that he would have sold that as a pilot though.
yeah, I know. But at some point, people were just like, this seems dangerous. Like during the show, like, I don't know about this.
At some point, like during the first fight.
Yeah, they were like, ah. And I mean, he had women too.
Yo,
It wasn't just dude on dude. There were two women who fought.
that is awesome, yo. I love that that's the line. That's like we finally found what comedians won't do for stage time.
Yeah,
You
and
know
I
what
mean, a lot of them did.
I
At
mean? Yeah.
least 8 of them did. So
They had to get through 4 fights before they were like, yo, we should chill with this.
I think the problem was having to do your set after you win. Because who's trying to hear you talk? And who's trying to talk? How are you now funny after literally fighting?
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, New York
Yeah,
is great.
it's something.
Let's get into the news.
Okay.
A swimming cap made for black hair gets official approval at the previous Olympic ban. Swimming cap made specifically for natural black hair has received official approval from the worldwide governing body for competitive swimming. Soul Cap is a covering made especially respect the brand, yo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Especially to protect hair that's thick, curly, braided, or otherwise textured, which is often difficult to fit into smaller swim caps. FINA initially rejected the cap's use at the Olympics last year, claiming that athletes competing at the world stage have never used, never required to use, neither required to use caps of such size and configuration. The report said that the organization also determined that the cap does not follow the natural form of the head, a rule that is outlined in FINA's requirements for approved swimwear. This ban sparked global controversy about inclusivity and existing barriers within the world of competitive swimming. Daniel Obey, chair of the Black Swimming Association, told Sky Sports last year that by and large, hair is a significant barrier to aquatics for many women, especially and many people of color from our communities. So the soul cap should be considered as a product that overcomes this barrier. FINA walked back last year's rejection this week after a period of review and discussion on cap design.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if we reported on this or not, but I remember when this was introduced, and I remember when they were like, "No,"
Hmm.
and I was like, "Oh, that's a shame," because it seems like it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
Um, and also, like this noted, I mean, it actually seems like it would slow people down because it's extra material,
yeah.
but you know, so it seems like to me they'd probably get behind something that's going to slow down. But anywho, and yeah, so I'm glad that this got the okay. Um, and congrats to you, Soul Cap. I
Yo,
don't know, maybe
respect.
the name is kind of funny.
I vibe with that, yo. Soul Cat, let's go.
It feels, I don't know, there's something kind of 80s about the name, just Soul Cap. I don't know. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm glad that it got okayed. So,
Hell yeah.
hooray. Yeah, that's
You're gonna be
good.
out here dominating more sports, baby.
Well, we'll see. I still don't know how to swim.
Yeah, that's fair.
But now I guess I can't use my hair as an excuse as to why I don't know how to swim because there's now the Soul Cap.
Yeah, nah, we back, baby. Fun fact, I don't remember if I know I used to know how to swim. I feel like you don't forget that.
Yeah, I think if you learn, you don't forget. It's just a matter of learning,
Right, okay. 'Cause I know I
right?
swam a lot as a little kid, but I haven't swam probably in like 15 years.
Oh, okay. That's still not too long. Like I think if you got into a spot where you had the room to move around and
Yeah,
like, let's see if I can do this again. Yeah. You'll probably sputter at first, but I think you'll get it.
okay.
Yeah, I think it'll, especially if you were a kid when you learned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I learned young,
absolutely.
but I swam like up until like high school,
Yeah, yeah, it's still in you.
right? I feel like it would be. It was part of like the
Yeah.
baseball training. They used to take us to like DR. So like we had to like do laps for cardio, and then we would swing the baseball bats under the water.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it was part of the whole thing. So like every summer I'd go to DR, and like instead of running laps, they would have a swim
Mhm.
laps. And
Mhm.
then afterward, like we would get spaced out in the pool and we would swing the bats to like build strength.
No wonder DRB kicking America's ass in,
Yo.
in baseball.
Oh yeah.
I bet you anything that's not what American kids are doing. They're just playing little league,
Nah, I be. We out here taking over pools,
or they're
local
picking up two
rivers.
bats and trying to swing them around. I bet you anything. If someone were to go into a Y somewhere with a bunch of bats talking about we're going to practice, the old people on the other end who are having aerobics are going to be like, "No, stop!" Even though they're doing the same thing with their limbs.
I knew right away I wasn't gonna make it pro. Like I showed up to DR the first year. I was
Mm-hmm.
100% the tallest kid there. I threw harder than all the kids. I knew physically I should be better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw a kid show up, not have the equipment, and literally build a baseball glove with a milk carton.
What?
Like he didn't have his baseball glove because he was
Uh-huh.
poor. He used to borrow one from like one of the older teams. The
Right.
kid that he borrowed from wasn't there. So he
Mm-hmm.
just grabbed a half gallon of like a milk carton,
Oh, okay.
flattened it,
Like a
and made it his baseball glove. And he played the whole practice with this
yeah, no,
wood.
you ain't.
I was like, yo, I don't want it that bad, B.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, you ain't
Yo,
gonna you ain't gonna
yeah,
make it if that's what you up against.
you know what I mean? And like when I tell you, we went like, and like everything was like 1 for 1. Like if I caught it, he caught it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I know my hand hurts, and I'm holding a glove, and you out here catching it in cardboard, my G? Nah, B. I
Wow.
went home. I
Yeah.
told my dad, like, yo, we not built the same. This ain't for me.
yeah, no, that's the hunger right there. That's the
For
hunger.
real, B. I've been eating
Mm-mm.
too well my whole life. You
yeah, yeah. This ain't the only way out for you. Yeah.
for real, B. I wouldn't have even had the creativity to think of that shit.
To think of
You,
that, I
you know what I mean?
know.
That
Oh
shit is bananas. My
man.
man straight up made a glove out of a half gallon. Played fucking 2 hours with that shit.
That's
Bananas.
wild. That's
In other
wild.
news, pearl necklaces made from semen are TikTok's hottest jewelry trend. That's right. Pieces of jewelry made from semen are becoming an increasingly popular accessory thanks to Amanda Booth, an artist who transforms bodily fluids into pearl-like gems, quote unquote, and documents the process on TikTok. In a recent interview, Booth explained that she already had experience of crafting commemorative clay jewelry out of the cremated ashes of people's loved ones, as well as locks of hair, pet fur, and even breast milk.
Mhm.
She turned her attention to quote unquote jizzy jewelry
Nope.
after.
Nope. No. No.
Sounds like I'm done.
Look, I rock with you on cremated ashes. Do you understand? I was
Yeah,
with you still.
that was my
Locks of
line.
hair, great. Pet fur, I hear you. Breast milk, I mean, you pushing it.
Yeah.
You pushing it. There's no need to commemorate breast milk to me, I feel like. But if you're going to do this with semen, you're going to do this with semen. But I am not going to call it jizzy jewelry. Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. We are adults. Jizzy jewelry.
There's a line, okay?
There's a line.
Respect it, okay?
Come
Come on, Amanda. The results have turned out fantastic. Customers collect their semen sample in a mail-safe container, ship it to Booth, who then combines it with clay and creates a bespoke polymer sculpture before baking it in an oven until it dries and sets. Some of Booth's clientele find the idea of wearing their partner's semen on their body to be sexy or even romantic. Um, Others in the kink community use the pearl necklace as kind of a collar to signify dom sub nature of their relationship.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that actually was the first
Yeah.
valid argument I heard of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
That one I'm absolutely okay with the dom sub pearl necklace. It's
Yeah,
actually it's quite witty. I
yeah,
mean, if you think about it, that's kind of cute.
yeah. Amanda, you got to lead with that, yo.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
how you start.
know. One customer said my partner loves to say things like, "You're going to be wearing my nut on your finger," and they're in your DMs, but that's my nut on your hand. And I got to tell you, divorce that man. Give
Instantly,
him the
yo.
jewelry back and divorce him because he's got low self-esteem.
He's an animal.
He's
That
got low
person's
self-esteem. This is not a something of your relationship that like a dom sub thing. This isn't. That's just him being like, I came and it's on her finger. He's a little slow.
yeah.
I'm sorry. He's a little
That's
slow.
you
That's
don't
no
want
good.
more of those.
He's a guy who probably calls it jizzy jewelry and cut all of that out of your life.
Can we get more of the jizzy jewelry for you, honey?
Yeah,
Definitely
no,
him.
absolutely not. That's
Yeah,
uncalled for.
that
But
is,
I mean, if this is what you're gonna do, I'm okay. It sits well with me when part of like the dom sub thing sits well with me.
yeah,
But just let's not call it jizzy jewelry.
at all.
Yo, you goofball.
Yeah, pearl necklace I thought was pushing it, but I was like,
I
I get
mean,
that.
that's literally what it is
Yeah,
based on what people say about the slaying a pearl necklace, like
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess, sure.
Come
But
on, man.
it's I don't know. Let's just go back to the cremated remains, the cremains of loved ones.
I
I'm
like
okay.
reading. I like reading articles like this, shot, just because like you're never too early to say kids these days. You know, like just reading this is like I feel like the oldest 30-something-year-old ever. Just because, like, yeah, I can't imagine wanting to do this. But I get it. It's the new boundary. It's the new
Yeah.
creative thing they came up with. Someone's gonna do it.
Here's the shocking thing. How is she able to document this on TikTok? I had a clip that I put on TikTok about a sex toy, and that
Yeah,
motherfucker said nope. And they were like, there's community standards and you've upset them. I think because I say the word clit in the joke.
yeah.
And they were like, no. But this bitch making necklaces out of spunk. And they're like, yeah, that's fine.
And she probably spells the semen like SEA
Yeah, how do
just
you
to like
spell that
fix
in
the
emoji?
algorithm.
What's is that just like drops and then baby? Like, how do you do that? Is it banana drops baby? Is that how you
I
spell
think so.
semen in
Yeah.
emoji? And notice I say banana because not all of y'all are eggplants. Let's be real about this.
Yeah. Be
Please stop.
fair.
Be
Even
fair to
banana might be
yourself.
ambitious for some of y'all.
For yeah.
Real talk. Yo.
Ear of corn. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever it
It's the
is,
range.
but
It's the spectrum, baby.
yes, it is. It's a spectrum. I need a smaller, flatter peach. I don't know.
Oh man. In other news, North Carolina school baptized more than 100 kids without parental permission or attendance. That's
Mhm.
right. Uh, North Carolina school baptized more than 100 kids without asking permission from their parents. When the parents learned that their children had been baptized at the Northwood Temple Academy, they were upset. Valid. My daughter
Mhm.
calls me from the school and says, "Mama, can you bring me some dry clothes? I got baptized today." Yeah. A
Oh,
parent
wow.
told the local news that she learned her 11-year-old daughter had been baptized while she was at work on a conference call. A few students
You had to say you were on a conference call. Golly.
A few students had been scheduled to be baptized, uh, but then the rest of the students felt moved to join in on the ceremony, McLam said, adding that she didn't, Renee McLam being the Northwood principal, adding that she didn't intend for the event to be a secret from parents. Truly, the Lord began to move this morning, and we were so excited about what the Lord was doing. Several students had given their lives to the Lord during Spiritual Emphasis Week, and they were
What?
scheduled, yep, Spiritual Emphasis Week. Never heard that one. And they were scheduled to be baptized this morning. But the Spirit of the Lord moved, and in the invitation to accept the Lord and be baptized was given, and the students just began to respond to the presence of the Lord.
You just out here lying.
Yeah, in
Look,
hindsight, we would do it differently and give the students an opportunity to contact their parents and ask permission to be baptized, the principal wrote in an email. We were not expecting such an overwhelming response to the message that was spoken, but as a mother, I certainly can empathize with why some parents were upset.
okay. All right, there's something I wanna address, so I'll read this next little part. Some parents said they were upset that they missed their child's baptism, a religious ceremony that's usually celebrated with a family gathering to witness the event. Another parent said the school's baptism felt like it, quote, "undid the baptism that had already taken place at their church."
Yeah.
Um, okay. This is like first off, they relied on peer pressure, right? They relied on peer pressure to do
Uh-huh.
this. So you get some kids who are willing to do this, and kids will go with kids, especially at 11. You're like in sixth grade, you're just trying to do the cool thing. You see a
Yeah.
couple of kids that you look up to, they're being baptized. You're like, I mean, I want to do that too. So the principal knew what was happening there. That's
Mhm.
absolutely why you, it's a school. I don't care if it's a private school or not. I don't care if it's a religious private school or not. That's not your lane.
At all.
No one goes to school to be baptized. We got places to do that shit. This is not like a fucking combination Pizza Hut, KFC, Taco Bell. You go to the place to get the thing done.
You never
So,
heard of that like at a Christian school?
what, baptized at a Christian school?
Yeah, I did my communion during school hours.
I'm not surprised, but I think baptism goes a step too far.
Okay.
I feel like, let me go ahead and do that in the actual quote house of the Lord.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Unless the school is not just a Christian school, but like affiliated with a church, like
Right, right.
attached to a church or something like that. It's like it's this church's school. Then I understand it because I mean you're all sharing the same water source anyway. But if it's just like nah, it's a Christian school. Then teach me Christian shit, but don't baptize me.
Right.
Like that just feels a step too far in what you're able to do. And then if they're doing communion at a Christian school or whatever, they should do it for the people who are okayed for it. And let them do their soft sell on Christianity for those who have not been baptized yet, but they don't get to do the baptism. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's how I feel. Like if you want to just kind of sell it on them softly, if you want them to see how cool it is, then so be it. But don't, if you are doing it and other kids are watching it, don't then go, hey, y'all want to do this? Don't do that. Don't, that's you recruiting in the moment. Don't say y'all want to do this. Send them a fucking pamphlet and say, here's a thing that you saw. Talk to your parents about getting this done if this is something you want to do. Don't say, I got the tub up, the water running. Come on up. What is that? I wish a motherfucker cool, right? would. Yeah, this is not this is not Thunder River at Six Flags.
It's 92 degrees in North Carolina. I would have done anything to get in the water.
I mean, I know we're the Bible Belt, but that's fucked up. And the way that this principal was just like, the Spirit of the Lord moved us and the invitation, they were accepted and they were, no, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that.
Yeah. No. I will say
true
go ahead.
What were you going to say? Oh, I was going to say it is true that people have this kind of shit planned with their church. They may not, they're going to a different church. Yes, they want their kid to continue moving in the Spirit of the Lord, but they have their own ways that they want to do it. Yeah. And for you to just come in here and dunk their kids without any warning is extremely fucked up, I think. It's extremely fucked up.
Habitual line steppers, okay?
Habitual line steppers. I'm sure this is not the first time that they just...
At all.
Because don't you get credit for it? Weren't the Mormons like double baptizing folks so that they could say, oh, they were baptized Mormon? People who were already dead? Serious? Weren't they saying on the books that they don't get the credit for your child's soul. Don't do that.
Nah. Also, like, you had 100 times to rethink this.
Yeah.
Every kid you baptized, you're going to be like, nah, we should probably stop this.
Yeah.
We should probably stop. All right, that was the last one. You know what I mean? You let 100 kids get baptized, yo. That's 100 dunks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That you had, like, you could have been like, yeah, nah, we wilding right now. We should probably call some parents.
That's wild. If there's no permission slip signed by my mom or my dad, don't put me in that water. Don't do
at
it.
all. The thing I got from this, though, I will say, is that, like, it reminded me to, like, think about different perspectives. You know, because, like, I read the first half of this article, and, you know, I'm not a practicing, like, religious person. My wife believes in a lot of that stuff. So, like, we have convos about this stuff all the time. When I read the article, my first instinct was, oh, these parents is going to be heated that these kids got baptized and nobody asked them because you don't know what religion they are. That wasn't a single one of the complaints in the article.
Nope.
Everybody was like, oh, we didn't get to be there, or you undid the one I already did. Like, that blew my mind that those were the only quotes that this reporter could find. I kept asking parents, and they were just mad that they couldn't be a part of the process. You know what I mean? Like,
it is North Carolina.
Right.
It is North Carolina, so it is the Bible Belt. So I knew the problem wasn't with the baptism.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, yo, y'all gonna do whatever it is y'all gonna do. But y'all got places to do all of that shit.
Yeah.
And you habitual line stepper, you stepped over the line with this one.
Straight up. But it like, sincerely, I felt like I appreciate this article because, like, it reminded me that, like, protecting people's rights, you don't know why necessarily for every person that's important. Because that definitely wouldn't have been my, like, if you just read that first paragraph to me, no way I would have guessed those were the reasons that the parents is tight. Like, oh, they baptized your kid, and, like, my first instinct was like, they didn't even let me check my schedule. Like, that's wild. That's like the complaint the parents had. To me, that blows my mind. But that makes sense. It's a different person, different needs, different wants out of their life. So yeah, in a weird way, like I'm kind of like impressed that I got that perspective from this article. So props to whoever from North Carolina wrote this. Sincerely, hey, you changed my worldview a little bit there, or reminded me of a worldview I have. But
Right.
yeah, it was really dope. Not what the school did, just to be clear. That was
Right.
shitty.
Yes. No, that was messed up.
If you would like, I'm gonna be real. I don't know where I was going with that one. I was a little ambitious
Oh,
in front.
okay.
Yeah.
I think if you would I don't know, if you would like your kid to yeah, I was almost tricked into being baptized. So,
What?
yeah, it didn't take.
So a
Because I was
baptism can be undone and also not take?
I don't know. I didn't do it. Here's the thing. I was going we had just moved to Georgia, and my mother became friends with this woman, who had a child my that was my age. So me and this girl then became friends because our parents became friends. And and so my mother was just like, "Where do you go to church? Take these 2. They haven't been to a church. We didn't really go to church in New York, so take these 2. Let them get a little God in them." And so we went to, this church. A van will come pick us up every Sunday, blah blah blah. Um Classic Baptist church. So the sermons were too long, and there was no AC. And but they had like Sunday school and all that kind of stuff, and they were, I'm not really paying attention. I'm not really getting the gist of what's going on. I'm like 8 or 9 or whatever, and they're just like blah 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 blah. The rhythms, blah 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 blah. Who wants to blah 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 blah. I'm not paying attention. At some point, the girls next to me, like the friend, the daughter of my mother's friend, and like her cousin or whatever, they're like, "Go up there, y'all got to go up there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I wasn't paying attention. I was zoned out, and I go up there, and I think maybe my sister went up there as well because they told us we're supposed to go, and they were like, "Okay, so you guys accept Christ, blah blah blah. We'll baptize you next week." They didn't do it in the moment,
Okay.
thank God, but they were like, "Okay, we'll baptize you next week." I guess so that we could give our parents heads up. They're going to
Yeah.
baptize us. You should probably be there, that kind of thing. But I was like, "Ooh, I don't think I want that to happen at all." And I went home and I was like, "Hey, I don't know what happened, but I think they're going to baptize us next week." My mother was like, "What?" And she's like, "No." She was like, "Do you what? Do you want that?" And I was like, "I really don't." And she's like, "Okay, maybe not." Because my mother didn't go to the church. So she
Right.
already was like, "Well, I don't know if I like this church enough to have my kids baptized in it." So I think that's what she was thinking. She might have
Yeah.
wanted us to be baptized, but not there, not with those kind of tricks. So if you would like a list of reputable places that will baptize your child and give you notice,
There we go.
all you got to do is like and subscribe.
I like it. I like it.
And then that's what we will do. We will let you know. 4 stars. You don't care. Baptize that kid in the lake behind the house with a rope swing over it. I don't care. The Lord got to get in it somehow, right? Really make it tough for God to find this baptized kid. 5 stars. We'll tell you some places that'll give the kid like a week to like find a nice outfit. You won't be on any conference calls.
Here we go.
Things like that. That's what 5 stars. That means we'll find a spot for you that gives you a little notice.
That's beautiful.
None of this last minute baptismal stuff.
Hey, you get your suit pressed,
Yeah, get your phone out, take some pictures, all of that.
I love it.
Did I do that right? I hope I
Yeah,
did that
you
right.
got it, Jack.
Okay.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shouts this week to Lori McDaniel and to Aaron Anderson for sending in articles. Appreciate y'all. With all that said, I am the baptized, but admittedly want to know more. See if I can collect baptisms. Gastor Almonte. I don't know. I don't know if you can do that, right?
I don't know if it works that way. don't know if it works that way.
Always with baptism liaison, Shalewa Sharpe.
Yeah, I'll go between. I'm not getting one myself, but I ain't mad at him.
This has been a newly saved episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.